Hi, everybody. I was having some trouble with my Wi-Fi. Is everything okay? Hi, Stacy. How are you doing? Awesome. Loud and clear. Everything's okay? Thanks for coming in. Hi, Bridget. Thanks for coming in again. Hi, Puffins. All right. Awesome. Good. We better see how it's going. Stelly 2410. Hi, Stella. How are you doing? Good. Shannon's from Las Vegas. Is that Las Vegas, Nevada, or New Mexico? I've learned there's a difference. We'll wait for a few more people to come in. So, Nevada, cool. All right. So for those of you who are new to me, I'm Dr. Vuong. I'm a bariatric surgeon. I'm the author of Ultimate Gastric Sleeve Success, which is, for some patients, called a Bible, but that's too high of a compliment. This is my patient guide for my patients. They all have to read it. Hi, Kathy, how are you? Hi, Lisa. All right, TLI, good. I'm also the author of Weight Loss Surgery Success there. I'm director of Loveless Bariatrics in Albuquerque. I'm a bariatric surgeon. I've also been on a television show called 900 Pound Man Race Against Time. That's on TLC. I do broadly nightly broadcasts, so this is the Dr. Vuong Show. Tonight's topic is going to be on childhood obesity and what you can do to help your kids. Watching for myself, not my 22-year-old child. He's incredibly healthy. Awesome. Good for you. So, hi, Tosha. I remember. So the way the format works, a couple house rules. I'm trying to get 1 million hearts by my birthday, October 1st. So hopefully you'll just continually tap the screen and give me lots of hearts. I've noticed that as my Wi-Fi goes in and out, I might not see all your comments, but I see it on the replay. If you're watching on the replay, you can still give me hearts, please. And I'm also trying to get 10,000 followers, so if you will click on that little white man in the corner and share the podcast, invite other followers, that would be awesome. You can follow me by swiping to the right on your iPhone, clicking on my profile, or swiping up, clicking on the Android. The way the show works is I do a quick 10-minute talk, giving you 3 easy tips, and then 10-minute Q&A at the end, okay? These talks are only up for 24 hours, so hopefully share them and let the people watch. So again, my name is Dr. Vuong. I'm director of bariatrics, Loveless Bariatrics, author of Ultimate Gastric Sleeve Success. That's available on Amazon.com. My new book on lap band revisions is coming out next month. Tonight's topic is what are we going to do about the problems plaguing our children with obesity. So tip number 1, just understand that it's the food. It's always the food. We are what we weigh because of what we eat. We eat too much of the wrong stuff, not enough of the right stuff. And that still applies for your child. Now, initially that sounds kind of harsh, especially if you're struggling with an obese child, but understand that it's always going to be what they eat. Okay? Either they're eating too much or more than their peers, or they're eating too much of the wrong stuff. That's the worst, right? They're eating too much of the wrong stuff. And we'll get into why that is here in a little bit. But always remember, it's their food. So until you change for a long period, a substantial period of time, their diet, their food preferences, they're not going to lose weight. And in fact, they're going to continue to lose weight. Okay? So if most of the time they're eating fast food, processed foods, really heavy meals, pasta, steaks, meat, potatoes, if they're eating a lot of crap at school, if they're snacking all the time on chips and cookies, they're drinking more sodas than water, they're going to be overweight. That's just plain and simple. It's not genetics. It is mostly environmental. Okay, now, because the reality is, if you look around, you know, it's a major problem that we're having with our kids, with a lot of kids. And often they're not the only heavy kid in the family. Now, there are instances where that does happen, but there are usually circumstances that lead to that. So, you know, usually it's not just one child, it's the entire family that's overweight, and it just also happens to affect the child. So that's the first tip is, 1, it's the food. Reassess the food, reassess what they're eating and what they're drinking. Okay? Tip number 2, and this one's hard. This one's hard for most parents. Do not draw attention to their obesity. Remember, you get what you focus on. So if you continually focus on them about their weight, things they're eating, what they shouldn't be eating, trying to put them on diets, taking them to their doctor to help them with their weight, etc., you're only going to get more of what you focus on, which in this case will be their obesity. So don't focus on it. And here's the reason why. Because I know you're trying to be helpful because you love your kids, right? We all love our kids. But that's not how they perceive it. They will perceive it as criticism. You might not like that answer, but it's the truth. They will perceive it as criticism. That somehow they're inadequate or wrong, or they've done something wrong, or there's some flaw with them that you are disapproving of. And kids just want your approval. Their number one goal in life is, 1, run and play and be happy. Number 2 is seek the approval of their parents. And if you think back to your own childhood, especially if you're struggling with your weight now, you'll see how true of a statement that is. Your kids are really just seeking your own approval. So don't focus on their weight. Just focus on their health. Talk about things you want them to be. Tell them they're smart. Tell them they're beautiful. Tell them they're beautiful. Don't tell them, I'm going to put you in soccer because you're too fat. Just say, do you want to play soccer? If you want to play soccer, let's play soccer, and have fun and run around and make it fun. Because when you take it back to their obesity and their health and how they look and feel, they will only see it as criticism. Okay? So that's tip number 2. Do not focus on what you don't want, which is their obesity. Do not talk to them about their weight because they'll see it as criticism. And tip number 3, and this one's tough. The whole subject's tough, quite honestly. But this one, if you think about it, our children, this is the truth. Our children are nothing more than the reflection of ourselves. I'll say it again. Our children are nothing more than the reflection of ourselves. Okay? Which basically means, if you think about it, your child doesn't know how to cook. A child doesn't know how to cook for the most part. A child doesn't have money. They don't have a job. They can't buy food. They can't go to the grocery store and buy junk. They can't drive, so they're not driving to drive fast food and junk food. What they eat, what they consume is a reflection of the environment they're in, and we, as the adults, are the ones responsible for that environment. There's a lot of truth to the saying that the fruit does not fall far from the tree. Think about it. Why are you a football fan for any particular football? If you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, why are you a Dallas Cowboys fan? Chances are that's probably what your dad or your mom, your family members are fans of, and you just kind of adopt that. Okay? Why do you like cheese and like enchiladas? Probably you grew up in an environment, that's how your family was, and that's what you ended up liking, and that's what you developed a taste for, was enchiladas. I grew up Asian, Vietnamese. We had a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, and ate fresh every night, had meals. I rarely ever had fast food or went out and ate at restaurants. We just thought that's what wealthy people did. Little did I know, my dad, was taking really good care of us. So that's how I developed a taste for the foods I like, So reality is our kids are nothing more than a reflection of us. They will eat anything. They will eat broccoli. They will eat tofu. They will eat fish. So if that statement is true, that they are the reflection of us, and if you think you have a picky eater, guess who's the real picky eater? If you think that your child won't eat anything healthy or green, guess who's that person? It's here. Okay? So the problem always starts closer to home than you think. It always is from the inside. And as a parent, that's hard to accept. A parent of an obese child, that's hard to accept, but it's just the truth. My child is the way she is, Kizzy, who's in my book, because of the things her mom and I instilled in her. And I've noticed a change as I've been away from home. She's changed more towards her mom because her mom has become more of the influence. Okay, and And sometimes that's hard, but that's where the parents have to stay on the same page. One parent can't be the force for good eating. Another parent undermines it. And the one parent's good for a week or 2 weeks or a month, but then the other 11 months of the year, it's the bad food habits. It doesn't work that way. So those are the 3 tips. One, it's the food. Take it back to the food. It's always the food. It's what they're eating, what they're drinking. Even if your house is good, if what you feed them is good at the house, make sure they're not getting it elsewhere, at school or at friends. But then you also have to assess, is what you're eating at home really good also? Because if it's a lasagna, pasta, spaghetti, meat and potatoes, it's not going to work. If you don't have a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables as snacks, instead you've got little crackers or cheese crackers or cookies or ice cream, it won't work long term. And that could be from you. It could also be from grandparents or other friends or loved ones, okay? So that's number 1. It's always the food. So take it back to food. Number 2, don't criticize their weight. All right? Don't talk to them about how they look, what they should or should not be eating, because they just see it as criticism, and they will internalize it as a flaw in their own character when it's not, okay? You will attract what you talk about or think about, so only talk to them about how good they are, how blessed they are, how wonderful they are, and they will become those children. I mean, I describe my daughter as lean and fast and strong. There's nothing she can't do, and she outruns boys bigger than her because that's her mindset, okay? I'm lean, I'm fast, I'm strong, I'm confident. Those are things you want to tell them, okay? Number 3, our kids are nothing but the reflection of ourselves, our own tastes, our own beliefs, our own desires. So before you start going crazy on the kids, make sure you're eating the right foods, you're thinking the right thoughts, and you're living the right life that you want to live. If you're not happy with how you look in the mirror, if you're not happy with your state of health, okay, then it's going to reflect on them. Or it's going to show up as their obesity. Okay? So those are my 3 tips. That ends my talk part. We're going to start the Q&A. Again, I'm Dr. Duck Vuong. I'm the author of Ultimate Gastric Sleeve Success, available on Amazon.com. This is a roughly 200-page, 180-page, 190-page manual that all my patients go through. It's the basis of our education. We teach a lot more on top of that. Also, I've written Weight Loss Surgery Success, which is A to Z. It's a meditation guide because weight loss surgery is much more than just having the surgery, believe it or not. It's about dealing with other parts of your life, including your family, your kids, etc. All right. I'm Director of Bariatrics at Loveless Bariatrics in Albuquerque. Remember, this is a professional site with people who are looking for help, and so we want to be very conscientious and serious when we ask questions or make statements. Okay, I have a 1 warning rule. If you say something ugly or callous, you get 1 warning if I see it, and then we'll delete you afterwards. My counselor said I had gained weight to stay connected to my mother. Possibly, there's a lot of truth to that. You should look into that. I just don't understand how parents don't see this until it's a problem. They see it. We don't always address it. Now, there are other parts of our own lives where we do the same thing. So I'm not here to criticize. We just need to take action and do something about it. Okay? You'll get a lot more through understanding than criticism. Thanks, Doc. You're welcome. Once it was an issue, how do you change it? You just change it. Moon Dancer, I think you're the one from Las Vegas. You don't focus on the problem. You focus on what you want. So tell them they're thin, beautiful, run fast, they're strong, energetic. Give them the positive qualities you want, okay? Struggled with weight all my life. I suggest you quit struggling. I'm not being a jerk, I promise. That's a really candid answer. That's really what I tell my patients. We make life a struggle when it doesn't need to be. And struggling never works, okay? So make it easy. Can I bring daughter to an appointment so she can feel... I'm sorry, I missed it. I don't know many 5-year-olds that grocery shop. That's absolutely right. Okay. Thank you for understanding. I'm tired of my weight problem. Then I suggest you change it. That's it. Don't be tired of it. Just say what it is. This is how I am. You know, I kind of come from the Tony Robbins philosophy. If you guys don't know Tony Robbins, you should look him up. He says, He doesn't go to the garden and says there are no weeds, there are no weeds, there are no weeds, there are no weeds. No, he goes to the garden and says, this is the state of my garden. So what I want all my patients to do and what I recommend you to do is say, this is how I am. This is my current state. It's not any better. It's not any worse than I'm making it out to be worse. It is just what it is. So if you're struggling with if you're overweight, you say, hey, I'm overweight. I'm 290 pounds. Get on the scale. Some people don't even know how much they weigh. Say, I'm 290 pounds. All right, that's it. It's not as bad as I thought. It's not as good as I thought. It's just what it is. And then start taking steps. Okay? Leonard Tillman, blunt but caring. Thank you, buddy. Rexan child comes to an appointment with me to see. I missed it again, Rexan. If they're old enough to sit still, pay attention, then I would. If they're not really into it, I probably would. I really strongly recommend you don't, because it just adds to that, and they're not going to understand what I'm saying. I love myself now, Doc V. Awesome. Tell me your name so I know. Great talk. Thank you so much, Brian. Hope you're feeling good. If I don't eat after 4 p.m. daily, would that help me to lose weight? There are all sorts of tips and tricks. I talk a lot about strategies. That would be one strategy. I talked about this a couple broadcasts ago. Unfortunately, it's gone. I'll probably redo it again on different strategies and why strategies don't work ultimately long term. It is what you eat. Just focus on fresh fruits and vegetables, and all these other knickknacks and tips will go away. Okay? Good job, Dr. Drew. Thank you very much. I do this for Healthy Snack. Kids will actually eat. They will eat anything you put in front of them, so put in front of them fruits and vegetables, and they'll eat it. Okay? So you got to get rid of the junk. Our palates are designed to eat sweets. There's no, I had a patient today, and I'm not sure if she's listening. She says, I love candy. And I looked at her and I said, everybody loves candy. That doesn't make you special. Of course, when you eat candy, you love it. Now, some people love it more than others. Some people can love it and not eat it every day. But again, that's just a habit. Okay? You have changed my life. CarPro Joe. Good job, Joe. Good to see you. Get ready. Your life, I want the next 10 years of your life, Joe, to be better than the last 10, okay? And I know it's possible. How to convince children to enjoy exercise. They automatically enjoy exercise. In fact, they enjoy it so much, they call it fun. They call it play. So kids need to be playing. They don't need to be exercising, okay? Lee, thank you, Dr. V. You're the best. I know, Lee, you're the best. You're doing phenomenally well. Keep it up, okay? What protein is good to take to work to have in your pocket? Don't have a breakfast. Don't worry about protein. Put carrots, sticks, and fruits and veggies on your desk. You'll do great. What's your age range using to define child? I know some 60-year-old childs. There you go. Okay? And I know some very grown-up 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds, okay? And my brother, I've never really talked about my brother, but my brother, when he was 13 years old, left Vietnam by himself and went to a refugee camp in Thailand by himself, and we eventually brought him to the United States. That's a very grown-up 13-year-old. I'm going to tell you, very grown-up 13-year-old. He went by himself, not with an adult, no other family member. Okay. Is it health to work out in the sweatsuit outfit daily? Is it healthy to work out in a sweatsuit? I don't know. That's another strategy. Okay. Hi, Miss Scarlett. Jennifer, right? Had my first visit today. Enjoying the live broadcast. I do remember you, Jennifer. You're awesome. Keep coming. Thank you for coming to the Periscope. Come to group next week, Jennifer. I think you need to meet your sleep brothers and sisters and open up your world a little bit more, and you'll do great. Sans Will, thank you, Dr. Duck. You're welcome. I'll be here every night. My Dr. Vuong shows at 7 o'clock. I'll try to make it 7 o'clock. Best thing to eat for breakfast, it's always fruit. I also am a big smoothies maker. Green smoothies, always include greens, handful of spinach, bananas, frozen blueberries, anything else. I put a peach in mine, a nectarine in mine this morning, water, make a smoothie. It's great. I feel for kids. I love kids, so I don't pity kids, so kids are so amazingly close to the source of goodness that they came from. They will sense your pity and shame. They take that emotion in, so don't feel bad for them. I want you to love them and lift them up and tell them they can become anything. Okay, that's the key. That's the key. Group is great. Thank you, Stella. And Stella, you should make it a point to see Jennifer when she comes, okay? Sorry isn't love. I don't know. Hi, Francine. Very true. Hope you're feeling better. What protein sources do you recommend? Again, I recommend lean protein sources from real food. Okay, there's not like a shake or bar, protein bar that I'm going to recommend. You really want to get your protein from lean, some vegetables, beans, whole grains, fish, and some seafood. Okay, and don't chase protein. Just eat real food. It's just that simple. Just make it simple. I can't make it any simpler than that. Okay. Enjoyed this podcast. Our kids are the future, you know. I think there's a Native American saying, and I don't want to butcher it, so please forgive me for all my Native American patients, but it's something along the lines of, I don't own the earth, or the earth doesn't belong to me. The earth is on loan to me by my children and my grandchildren and the generations that are to follow me. And I must take care of this earth. Okay, so we must take care of this earth. Hi, Roseanne. We must take care of this earth, and so we can have something to give to our kids. And by doing that, you're going to teach your children the proper way to think and behave and care for themselves too. Also, you know, we need more compassion in this world. The Dalai Lama said that if we could take every 5-year-old and teach them to meditate on compassion, we would end all wars in one generation. That generation, your kids, our kids, my daughter, Kizzy, and I taught her how to meditate. If we could teach every kid to meditate on compassion, wars would end in one generation. And that's very powerful. Our kids are very powerful. They're not a burden. They're not a hassle. They're not a reason why we can't go out on Friday night or drink or act stupid. They are a blessing. And they're really the reason why we're here. Okay? They're really the reason why we're here. Because once we're gone, once we die, the memories of us will surely fade. And we only live on through our kids. Okay? And you have to give them some good memories of yourself to carry on. So I want to wrap this up before I get too emotional or get off track. The 3 tips. 1, it's the food. If you have an overweight child, it's the food. Please take care. So make sure your kitchen and everything's in order. Change their food, change their snacks, change what they're eating and drinking. Number 2, do not talk to them about their weight. They take it in as criticism. Give them love. Tell them, use different words to describe them. You're lean, you're strong, you're fast. Not you're lazy, not get your butt out, you know. Don't make fun of their eating. They really internalize it because they're so sensitive to they're only seeking your approval. And when you criticize them, they take it very harshly. Number 3, our kids are nothing more than a reflection of ourselves. So how you feel about yourself is showing up in your child, okay? So make sure your thoughts are in order, your lines are in order, everything like that. Thank you guys very much. I'm Dr. Duck Vuong, author of Ultimate Gastric Sleep Success. Please check it out on Amazon. It's a great little book. Definitely worth the read. Easy to read. It's got diagrams, pictures. It's a workbook for you to use. Also, my A to Z book on meditation. Can I teach you how to meditate? Yes, I'll do something on that later. And especially for my patients, we're going to do a special Saturday session on meditation. My new book on lab and revisions is coming out next month. I'm going to be doing some cool giveaways and stuff. So please tune in to the broadcast every night at 7 and get some good information. Even if you take away one single thing, hopefully it will change your life. Remember, we have a small sliver of window to which we live on this earth, and it's time, and that time is precious, and we shouldn't waste it. Okay, so hopefully if I've given you one sliver of information that you can use and take with you and change your life, I've done my job, and I appreciate y'all very much. I love y'all very much, okay? Good night. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.